of U.S. outcomes research for Eli Lilly and Company.
There are more than 29 million Americans without insurance who need help paying for their medicines. That's why there's the Partnership for Prescription Assistance. Through this free service, people who need help can call 1-888-4PPA now to see if they may qualify. Many get their medicines for free or nearly free, and I'm talking more than 2,500 brand name and generic medicines. Do you need help? Write down the number you see. It's your medicine. It's your life. It's your time to call.
Mr. Bill Mays needs no introduction. He is the chairman of the board for the Indianapolis Recorder. He is the founder of Mays Chemical Company. Mr. Mays, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Derwin. That just means I got a lot of debt.
Can you tell me what is the relationship you have with Eli Lilly and Company?
Well, you know, Derwin, that's a good question. Let's go back. I worked for Eli Lilly, which many people don't know. Back in 1972, I was in between.
That's when I was born.
Does that make me old or something? When I was in between my first and second year of graduate school, and a gentleman by the name of Ron Johnson, who has passed on, was head of personnel, and he recruited me to come as a summer intern. So that's the initial experience I had with Eli Lilly, other than, of course, knowing some of the, the various medications that they produce. So I worked here in market planning, had wonderful experience. They sent me to New York for a project with J. Walter Thompson. I don't even know whether that advertising firm still exists. But I spent a week in New York and just really learned about how to promote, how to deal with the advertising world. And then when I started Mays Chemical, Derwin, in 1980, Lilly was among our first customers. And so we've been doing business with Eli Lilly for over 25 years. And we do, I don't know, between $8 and $10 million a year in revenues with Lilly. And our biggest, our new improved relationship is with Lilly Puerto Rico, because we just bought a facility down there. And so that relationship is only going to grow. And we're very, very pleased with how we do business with this fine company in Indianapolis.
Can you speak to me, how important is diversity to Lilly? I know you went all the way back to 1972 when I was born, all the way up to then.
So you keep telling me that you were born there. We got to check your birth certificate or something like that. Well, I think Lilly has always had, for many years, a commitment to diversity. And I think that they honor and certainly appreciate diversity, whether it's women, other minorities. When I started the Minority Key Club for United Way, the Lilly folks were one of the staunchest supporters of that back in the early mid-'80s with other minorities, Asian and African American. So I don't know that we tend to polarize. There were a lot on diversity. I don't know that when I look at a company like Eli Lilly, I don't just look at diversity. I look at who's doing good business, what is the best value as far as the medicines that they serve, that they deliver. So I guess I'm beyond that point, and I've always been treated extremely well with Lilly, and I don't think it has anything to do with whether I'm an African-American male, but it has a lot to do with whether I can deliver quality chemicals on a timely basis at a competitive price. And I have to say, you got to do all those things. So.
Yes, sir. Now, I want to just talk a little bit about you and your expertise in business. I know when I first came into your office, the first meeting I had with you to support the Derwin Smiley Show, I did my research. I did not want to come in there with this great individual, not do my research. And can you talk about how you moved your business, starting it from the ground up to become successful?
Well, I think that in order to be a successful entrepreneur, or to be just successful in general, there are at least 3, maybe 4 elements that you need to deal with. And Derwin, starting off right at the top, you need to have education, and that may mean more education than just high school or college. It may mean graduate school, but education is the foundation for that. Secondly, you need experience, and I try to say to other entrepreneurs, it doesn't matter whether you're a minority, woman, or whatever, that you need to get experience, and hopefully experience in the area that you want to ultimately go into. We see that a lot with some of the young people today who move from job to job. At my age, we didn't do that. We stayed in many times in one or two companies for the entire career. The third thing, after you get the education and you get the experience, is you're going to need capital. You're going to need money. And unfortunately, these may not be the best times for getting money, but access to capital is a major barrier, particularly to minority and women-owned businesses, because we don't have necessarily the connections. I've added a fourth element to success, and Mays Chemical is still working to achieve that, but we need to be able to attract and retain quality employees. I don't mean minority, I don't mean women, I'm talking about quality employees, period. You got to have good people in your company that are loyal, that are dedicated, that will work hard, and are not punching time clocks and this, that, and the other, but they want to just do a good job because it's in their best interest. And the commitment that I make back to them is that I'm going to try to protect. We've never had a layoff at Mays Chemical. We've always tried to suck it up, if you will, in bad economic times and figure out other things that employees can do. Now, if you're a bad employee, that is, you don't work, yeah, you get the boot like everybody else. But we don't have massive layoffs. I mean, we've never had that. And so I think those four elements contributed to the success of Mays Chemical over the years. And for 28 years, I think we've done pretty well. I'm ready to turn it over to the next generation.
Yes, sir. Can you speak to some of the youth today? What type of student were you in high school? I know the reason why I say that is because I taught in IPS for 5 years,
yes.
And a lot of kids say I'm not smart enough to go to college or stuff. I'm just an average C/D student. But can you speak to those individuals?
Let me put it this way: I was much smarter, I guess, sharper as a high school student. I went 11 years from an all black high school and elementary school and grade school, where I had outstanding teachers that took a personal interest in me. My senior year, I did move to a much larger integrated school, but I graduated in the top 10 out of 316 folks. And I was the #1 boy graduate, male graduate, I guess I should say, out of that class in when I graduated in 1963. And so I didn't realize I was any different or whatever, even when I went on to college. I did not, I struggled in college. Chemistry is not an easy discipline, as you can imagine. And as I like to tell folks, Derwin, that I'm really the science side of arts and science. So I don't know a lot about arts. I mean, I belong to the Children's Museum and the Art Museum and the this and the that, but I don't know a lot. So what I try to say when I talk to younger people, and I do go to various schools, I try to say you too can make it if you have a determination. Don't let money be a deterrent. Don't let someone tell you that you're not good enough to go to college. There are all kinds of programs. I mean, Ivy Tech has a reach out program, IUPUI. There are all kinds of schools out here that really are seeking to diversify their population, because it's really important. 2050, this whole population in this country will change, maybe 2040. I mean, it's no longer will the minority be the minority. And so we have to come to grips with that.
Yes, sir. Here's Mr. Bill Mays. Needs no introduction. My friend.